Hi everybody. I am going to do my very, very best this evening. I am not only am I running 20 minutes late because when I scheduled the broadcast yesterday, I was a little bit ill and I scheduled it for the wrong time. So that's the reason why I'm not here at 8 o'clock. I'll also try and get through this evening as much as I possibly can. I'm sorry if you can't hear me as well, but I will try and excite myself as much as I possibly can, okay? Now, welcome to my show, which is Unlocking the Fearless You. My name is Maxine English, and today I'm going to be talking to you about emotions. Excuse the red face and the red nose. I've been sorting all those out all day today. Okay, so emotions. There's quite a lot that's going around at the moment when it comes down to emotions, and I wanted to go through it with you this evening because I met some absolutely fantastic people at the weekend. And even though we'd met a few times before, we'd actually spent proper time together, and that is the 12. And even though, we see each other at events and we spend a bit of time together, we'll have a cup of tea, we actually spent a whole day together. And what was actually quite standing out for me is the fact is that we know some bits about everybody, but we never know everything about everyone. So, we sat there around the table and Raj came in and he was like, right, we're going to now talk about everybody and, what they do and a bit about their past. And I was actually astounded of how much some people had gone through in their life. And, we didn't all get to say our thing because it wasn't obviously the right time. And we run out of time because we've been in there all day. But it was absolutely amazing. And to listen to a lot more than what you'd expect from somebody was, we had everything from laughter, we had everything to tears, we had there was just so many different things. I don't want to go into everything because it's just like, it was an all day thing. So, but yeah, we had a massive bonding session. And this is the thing, a lot of people, when they meet people, even when it comes to Facebook, they find it really hard. Is the fact is that you talk to people over Facebook, but you don't really bond. You don't really know them as a person until you actually meet them and spend a lot of time with them. So the reasons why I wanted to talk about emotions is because if you get a chance in your life to go out and meet people, or whether you're actually doing a business and you text and type to people all the time, nothing is as good as actually meeting them face to face. And I really understood that at the weekend. It was like, there was just so much that we did. And, it was really feeling like we are like a family. And even though we're not blood, you don't have to be blood related to become family. I mean, you must have some friends that you've got that, that you're really, really close to, that you can tell anybody, tell them about anything. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up this evening. I do apologise. Yeah, and you can tell your friend about everything and anything. And this is exactly how I felt at the weekend. And, I just sat back and watched and listened. And yeah, I do that on the odd occasion. I know it does happen. Not very often, but it does happen. And and it was just sometimes that when we actually talk all the time and we go through everything and we don't listen, we miss so much. And there was so much that people would come out with that I would say to you, if you can get yourself out of the house, get yourself out of work, go and take that lunch break that you don't normally take because you're working too hard, go and take it. Because, the best thing in life is when you meet people. I mean, some people are not people, but it's like, you need to stretch your mind just a little bit more. If you're not really a people person, make that extra special effort just to go with that person and just to say hello, and just to speak to them. And, it's to be in a group of people that are willing to share their life and willing to share their pains and their adversities, it really touched me in a lot of ways. And I'm going to try not to cry tonight because obviously I've got runny nose, runny eyes, runny everything. So if you see me dabbing, they know the reason why. Now, after I did that weekend, and we spoke and everything else, and I got home and I was writing the last chapter of my book, and that particular chapter of my book, which is called Buried, Abused and Left for Dead. That is what my book's called. That is also what one of my chapters is. And I wrote the chapter about my dad passing away. Here we go. And the thing is, it's like I learned from a couple of years before he passed away that the fact is that I forgave him for what he did, but also he forgave me for what I did as a child. And even though as a child, you know, you do things that you regret, everything happens for a reason. And it was very much that by me writing my chapter, it sort of, I sat there and I bawled my eyes out. I'll tell you that. Because even though in my head it was, you know, he passed away 13 years ago, it was very much, it's something that I'd buried for a long time, because I knew that I had to be there for my mum. And my mum has never got over my dad's passing. So it was very much that, you know, it was something that when I was writing it down, it was something that I was reliving that pain. But even though that I was reliving it, I felt it release at the same time. So, you know, just by writing that down, and it's the first time that I'd actually done that. So, you know, whether you've gone through pain yourself, and I know there's a lot of people out there that have gone through pains, perhaps give that a try. Write down, get your anger out, write down exactly, you know, whether something happened to you, whether someone passed away and you needed to tell them something, or needed you to speak to somebody. You know, I would say to you, you know, write that down, because it did really, you know, once I was reading it, come to terms with a lot of things over that time. And, you know, the problems that we have nowadays is there is so many people that think men shouldn't cry. Now, I've seen a lot of men cry in my time because, you know, it's a normal thing. They know to open up to me. But I've also seen a lot of people say men shouldn't cry, it makes them weak. And when I was younger, I never saw my dad cry. Not until my mum got taken into hospital and my brother died. And that was the first time that I saw someone cry. And it is a natural thing. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody's got heart. Everybody's, you know, got love in their heart. And, you know, we shouldn't judge people, whether they're crying or whether they're upset or whether something's happening, about their feelings. Hello, Elizabeth. Nice for you to join me today, darling. I was just explaining to everybody that I've got the sniffles today, and I've had it for the last couple of days. So it's very much that I've got rosy cheeks, red nose, watering eyes, as well as crying. I mean, we're full out today. So yeah. So I was just going through a few things there. Now, once you know, sorry, you know. Once you see a man cry, it's very much, it's a natural thing. And you shouldn't judge anybody by that. You know, people need to be as strong as they want to be. And nobody should have the right to judge anybody unless you've walked in their shoes. And that's the thing. So many people nowadays judge so many different people for what they've done, how they are, how they realise. And, you know, there were certain things that I was writing in my book that I got judged for. But I did it for an unselfish reason, but they didn't see that. And they saw it as me being selfish. You know, I'll give you a bit of an instance about it is when my dad had cancer and he was going through his chemo and radiotherapy, he'd given up. He didn't want to be here anymore. He said to me, you know, let's just stop all the treatments. Let's not go there anymore. I just want to die. Now, I know that my mum would have fell apart. I know that he was just living every day until the end. So what I did is, my son at the time, who was like 2 years old, my dad and my son were best friends. So I said to him, well, what we'll do for a couple of hours a day is you can look after my son in the morning. And it was like, he was a whole completely different person. And by being that different person, it gave him a reason to carry on. It gave him a reason to get up. It gave him a reason to laugh and to play. And the thing is my family, not all of them, but some of my family saw it as I was being selfish. The fact is, it's your child, you should be looking after it. But that wasn't the reason why I did it. And that's the thing. It's like so many people don't realize what the other person's doing, and it's sometimes done for a reason. So, you know, judgment is a massive thing. And what I wanted to go through with this evening is there is mainly 7 core emotions that people go through in their life. You know, one of them is love, because that's a major thing, whether that could be a child, that could be to a parent, that could be a family member, friends, a partner, you know, but love is one of the top ones there. Also, anger is another one that people go through. You've also got disgust, fear, happiness, sadness, and surprise. Now, they are the top 7 when it comes down to emotions, and everyone has gone through them at one point in their life. Now, some people believe that fear is not the strongest emotion. Yeah, I mean, some people do, but some people believe that love is the strongest emotion. But at the same time, even though fear is a very powerful thing, it requires less effort to unearth than someone you love. You would fear something quicker than you would love somebody. And that comes down to trust. And the thing is, it's like, you know, for having such a big emotion, fear plays a massive part in that. And this is the thing, is when you let go of fear in your life and you bring love and make it into a stronger emotion than anything else, is that you'll see everything in such a better way of life. You know, whether, you know, you walk down the road and you smile at somebody, you know, rather than walking down the road and thinking, what are they going to do to me? And that's the thing, is, you know, you've got to go through so many different things in your life, but love is your main thing that you need to keep with you no matter what. Because if you don't have love, what do you have? You know, there's a lot of negative emotions out there, and you just need to bring them back and just not do them at all. And I know that's hard for, you know, for anybody, because, you know, everybody has to go through something. And one of my biggest things that I went through from childhood to an adulthood, excuse me one second, is that I had to go through forgiveness. And forgiveness requires a feeling of you've got to be willing to forgive. No matter what you do in your life, you've got to be willing to forgive. Because the thing is some people don't forgive because pains run too deeply in their heart and runs too deeply in their soul because of something that someone's done. It's like when my ex-husband nearly murdered me in front of my children. You know, yes, all right, I was very angry with him because of what he put the kids through. But to me, I've forgiven him. You know, I don't need to be hurt by him. I don't need to be, you know, I don't need to sit there and go, you know, I don't like him, I hate him, because you know what, I don't. And the reasons why I don't is because I have love in my heart. Is the fact is that it made me a better person, and it made me the person I am today. And even though it was the worst thing ever happened in my life, it was the best thing, because where would I be today if it wouldn't have happened? And, you know, I've got 2 absolutely amazing children. I'm working with an amazing group of people, and I know so many hundreds more that are just as amazing, including this Elizabeth down here that is also absolutely amazing here. Elizabeth is love conquers all. You are absolutely correct, my darling. It does. And forgiveness is freedom. And you are completely 100%, 100% correct. You know, it is freedom. And the thing is people sometimes don't forgive by what happened to their childhood or their adulthood, and they don't forgive. And the problem is, all that does is it brings you hurt and it brings you unhappiness. And the thing is when you don't forgive and you don't have, you know, that love in your heart, because that's the past. That's what you've got to think of. That is the past. And you have to relieve all that anger. You have to relieve all that pain, because the past stays in the past and you'll live in the present. And the reason why it's a present, because it's a gift. And then what you do is you look into the future and you make that yourself. You make your future. You know, and that's what a lot of people forget. They worry about what's happened so much in their past that, you know, they can't move on. And if you don't move on, you make yourself miserable. And my mum is a prime example. My mum has never got over my dad passing away 13 years ago. You know, she's still got his toothbrush sitting on the side. She's still got his hat and his mobile phone sitting next to the kettle in the kitchen. And she's still got his shoes in the cupboard and his clothes in the wardrobe. But the thing is she doesn't forgive herself because of she went through so much and she didn't pass away, where my dad did. Within 18 months, he was gone. And she didn't forgive herself for that. And even though it wasn't her fault, she can't move on. She's still at that hospital. And no matter how many times I say to her, Mum, you need to forgive him for leaving you. You need to move on, and that is your past, and you need to move on. But the same thing is, you can't push someone who's just not ready. So you need to try and do it yourself. I love you, sister. I take it that is Raj. Raj the lion. He calls me sis. So, you know, so what we're talking about here is by healing yourself. You know, once you heal yourself, you start forgiving your pain. You need to know that forgiveness is possible, you know. And then once you do that, you've got to make your choice to forgive. Then once you've made your choice, your best thing to do is make a list. You know, if you've got something that's happened in your life that, you know, I know, Elizabeth, you've gone through so much, my lovely, and my heart goes out to you for everything that you've gone through. You're amazing. You know, make a list of everything that you've gone through in your life. And then that's in like column 1. And in column 2, excuse me 1 second. And in column 2, you know, put in the reasons why you feel the way you do. And in column 3, put in how you can get over those. And that's the thing. It's very much that, you know, by listing it all down, it's something that you can get out and you can see it physically. Because even though you don't know physically, it's not until you write something down. And I learned that this weekend more than anything else, is even though that I know that. I was speaking to Roxanne St. Clair, and she turned around and said to me, I want you to list all your skills. So while we were talking, I just wrote a few things down. And she turned around and said to me, like, I want you to list when you get home. I was like, I've done it, you know, a couple of minutes, I've done it. And it wasn't until I sat down for an hour yesterday and went through all the things. I had like 4 sections, and I did it in the boxes, like all like, you know, 0.11, so they weren't like big or anything. And I did a whole 24, an A4 sheet of paper of all the things that my skills that I've got. And even I didn't realise the amount of skills that I have in myself. And that was just things that I thought off my head for like a year, for like a month. I've got to come and speak for an hour. So yeah, and that's like, that's one thing that you could do, is you could list down the reasons why you're angry and how you can get over those. And then what you need to do is you need to keep hold of that piece of paper, and you need to make a commitment to yourself. Yeah. And when you make the commitment to yourself that you're going to keep to that you are healed from everything, and then you're going to be able to move forward. You know, that's what it's all about. It's all about, in your life, growth and happiness. Because the last thing in your life that you want to do is get to the end of it and say, I wish I would have done this. You know, forgiveness is our own growth and our own happiness. And that's the one thing you've got to do, is resentment, anger harms us, not just mentally, but it harms us physically as well. We can become ill, you know, through stress, through anger, through resentment. You know, there's so many people on this earth that become ill because they don't do the right thing and they don't think the right way, you know. And it's like forgiveness allows us to move on. It allows us to go and enjoy the rest of our life without thinking about anything else, you know, that's happened in our past. And that's the reason why that my ex-husband, I've forgiven him, and he's done his time, and, you know, he's doing his own thing. But the fact is, my past doesn't affect me anymore because I've healed. And now I want to help so many people out there to do exactly the same thing. And there's so many people. I mean, I spoke to a lady yesterday, and oh my days, I can't believe what she's gone through. And she went through it for a long time, and there was so many different things. And I just sat there for an hour just listening to her. And do you know what? And I can feel the pain in her voice. I could hear the pain. I could understand the reason why she felt it. But she's trying to come to terms with what's happened, and she's trying to move her life forward, and she's doing whatever she can. And she wants to come over to Yes You Can. And you know what? That'd be amazing, because then we can help her take her next journey to move forward. And that's basically what it's about. That's what we're about, you know. And this is the reason why we started up, you know, the next wave of the global TV platform. You know, well, the program that we're looking to do, and I'm going to read some of this because there's quite a lot of information. So with the 12, as some of you may know, because you've seen a lot of us on here, we do a lot of broadcasting. We help other people with our words, apart from this evening when obviously I'm stuffed up with cold and my eyes are leaking and everything else is leaking. So I do apologise. So this is what we do. And this is what we want to help other people achieve. And, you know, this is what it's all about. So I should have brought a drink up. A totally unique life and career changing empowerment training program. UK and international growth with your personal brand. Over 150 business sectors specialising that are required. We're looking for 11 people right now. Only 11. We had quite a few people on the live yesterday, and a few people have turned around and said they want to join. So I don't know the exact amount. So I'm still going to say that it's going to be, we're looking for 11 people. So this is what you know, if you wanted to do what I'm doing, this is what you'll become. You'll be an award-winning broadcaster, an award-winning author. We get you to write your own book. And basically with that, it's not only you can heal by putting it on paper like I've done, if you can win your reward for it, and you can help other people in the process. So that's you know, an amazing thing. You can become an award-winning speaker, which is what I did in August. And I put my what had happened to me out there, and obviously let other people know. And a few people come up to me and said to me like, wow, I can't believe you've gone through that. You know, and you're an inspiration. And you know what, I want to do more to help other people in that. You can become a member of the 12 on the Inner Circle. You can also contribute to the magazine, the Yes You Can magazine, the Inspire to Achieve. With the first one's due to come out in the next couple of months. And then basically with that is you can put your own little article in there. I've got a couple in there, the first edition. So yeah, looking forward to reading that, and it'd be good if you can get your own one as well. So you've got the article. You're also a full accredited business and life coach once you go on the training with Yes You Can Inspire to Achieve. You could also run your own division, okay, when it comes down to our business. And we don't just mean that as in just in the UK or in Essex or in London or up north. We're talking about globally. You know, we are looking to go global. At the moment, the global TV is in America, it's in Canada, it's in Ireland and in England, in Spain, France, we're in Poland, Finland, Norway. We've got all the way over to Africa and Nigeria. We're also in New Zealand as well, so we've gone over to there. So it's very much that, you know, we're trying to get everything globally so that everybody, every single person around the world can be a part of this, not just here. You know, it's not just about us. There's 7 billion people in the world, you know, let's hit at least half of them. So yeah, so you've got that though. So you can run your own division. You can speak at all of our events that we've got between this November and also December next year. There'll be around about 12 to 30 of them. We do a monthly one, and we also do special ones. So we've basically got those as well. We've got an MSc one, which is the Media Awards, that's coming up in November on the 17th and 18th of November, which I'll let you know about that next week. So when we get some more information, I can send it over to you on the links. So at least then you've got that. So yeah, it's very much that it's getting to the point. I'm not going to be able to talk much longer. Yeah, so it's very much that if you want to be a part of Yes You Can, if you want to be a part of helping everybody around the world, or most people, a lot of people, whatever way you want to put it, if you want to help people around the world to overcome what you've overcome and help them along the way, you know, of giving that little wing and going, look, you know, we're here for you, you know, let us help you. and to help you move forward, whether that's in your personal life, whether that's in business, whether that's help you with your book, you know, it might be help you to become a life coach, a business coach. You know, it might help you just get over your fear of speaking on stage. There's so many things there that we can do to help. All you've got to do is comment on this video, or send a message to Yes You Can Inspire to Achieve Global TV. So you've got different options there. You can also Facebook me as well. My name's Maxine English. I've got a business page as well. You can message me on any of those, and I can always get back to you. That is not a problem. You can message me on Facebook Messenger, and I will answer you. So, and we can go for anything you want, and I can always give you a call. So everything is there for you. You know, you don't have to be left on your own. So, like it says there, do you want to make a difference in your to your life and others? If your answer is yes, then this is your time to shine. And this is what it's all about. This is your time to shine, not just for you, because then you heal, you overcome your emotions, you overcome your fear, you gain your love, you know, you gain all your lovely feelings that you know you can have. But also on that as well, it will bring you forward, and you can help others at the same time. So what I'm going to say to you is, please like and share our page, because Global TV, we're all about helping as many people as we possibly can. Even with me snotty nose, I've still come on, because it's important that I come on, and it's important that I speak to you twice a week, every single week, without fail. So I want to say to you is thank you very much for listening to me. If you're on the replay, thank you very much for listening. Also put in #replay, so I know that you're there as well, because it will come through. And if you need me or one of the 12, or even Bradley Chapman, and you want to talk to us about the 12 program, you're more than welcome to send us a message. And you know, even if you want to do bits and pieces and you don't want to do all of it, then just give us a call anyway, and we can go through everything with you. So I want to say thank you very much for all your time. Thank you very much for Elizabeth for joining me this evening, and also for Raj. And I want to say good night to you. I'm now going to go and have a lemon sip. I'm going to go to bed. And you take care of yourself, and I'll see you all on Thursday. See you later, everybody. Thanks for listening.